Hi guys, say hi, Uriah.
Hi.
So I'm about to go drop him off to school right now. What, baby?
I say hedgehog.
You're not son. Okay, hi, Sonic the Hedgehog. Hedgehog. You always got me saying it wrong. So I'm about to go drop him off to school right now, and then I'm gonna go to work. I don't have to work until 9:15, but I always like to come at least 15 to 20 minutes early. But if I work in the morning, like early in the morning, like right now, I like to get in like 30 minutes before. I know it's gonna, oh, the sun. I know it's gonna sound weird to some people, but for me, I like having early work days, and I've always been that way. So, I mean, something my mom taught me. She said, you never know what's ahead. You never know what's ahead of the road. So, you always leave early to get there early, because just in case something happens, you'll already be on your way. So that's something I've always adapted. My husband, not the same. He's not as punctual. His philosophy is get there on the time you're supposed to get there. And that's a pet peeve of mine. I just like to be punctual. I'm late to some things, but for the most part, I'm always early to things. So I'm gonna go drop this little rascal off. It's funny, my teacher calls kids thug rats, and I thought that was the funniest thing when I heard it. He says, "You little thug rats," and he calls every child that. So it's not anything to do with a particular child, but that's just what he calls kids. This just made me think about that. So say bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, so I'm finally headed to work. I'm gonna say something real quick. I love the base that I'm at. It's a beautiful base. I believe Germany is so beautiful. But what can make or break something for me is the people. Now, I like to think that I'm a very kind person. I like to think that even though I'm young, I have a lot of wisdom. But I've learned in the past year to guard what I know, and to be careful with who I share my knowledge with. Here's why. So there's a situation here a few months ago, actually last year, exactly a year ago, where I had went to someone for advice. It was a girl who stayed in my building, and it was advice. I needed advice about to tell another girl something who lived in our building. And it really wasn't anything bad. It was just advice on to tell her whether I should go and tell her something or not. So the girl who I went to the other girl who I was referring to and turned it into gossip. And we were friends with the same girl. We were all friends. We were all in the same circle. We all stayed in the same building. And literally, that's what it was. And there was another person in the room when I asked for advice. Because I was kind of asking both girls on what to do. We're all married. Like, hey, what do I do with the situation? Well, I didn't know that the girl had went back and told the girl who we were talking about. Now, my true friend, I went to her after we had the conversation about whether to inform the girl about some information. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to tell her. I can't assume something that I don't know. I don't have evidence to back up what I would tell her. I don't want to cause drama for her life. So I'm going to let it go. Sorry, guys, my phone had dropped. So I said, I don't have the evidence, so I'm not going to say anything. So she was like, cool, that's the best thing for you to do. Now, this was like my true friend, she had the same beliefs, values, everything. Went to her whenever I needed something. Cool girl. Still love her to this day. But it was the other girl who Megan told the chick what we were talking about. And like I said, she didn't even know about the other conversation with me and my friend. That I said I wasn't going to say anything. So that's how it went. So I didn't know that she had went and told the girl about the conversation. Now, this is just a conversation on advice, an innocent conversation on you being aware of something, and you're looking out for another person. Just to have that person's back. How you just want to make sure that what's going on in that person's life is right. If you know information, it's like, should I say something or should I not say something? It was one of those situations. So, the girl had got back from vacation, and she wasn't talking to me. And if she did talk to me, it was really short and cold. Like, I know how to read body language. I've learned that. I could tell if someone's upset. I could just feel the spirit. I could tell someone's upset. So I let it pass by for a few weeks. I let it pass by. And then I emailed her one day. I said, have I done something to offend you? Because if I have, I want to apologize for it. Because I thought we were cool, and we hadn't talked in a couple months because she was going on vacation. Life was happening for me. I was just getting into a new job and everything, school, because when I start school, I limit myself to 1 or 2 friends. I don't have a social life when school starts. So, she wrote back a very rude email saying, I was waiting for you to talk to me. I can't believe you were talking about me behind my back. I thought you were my friend, this and that. And by that time, I was like shocked. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? I said, what? And then I thought back to that conversation. I said, it's only one thing that could trigger this, and it was that conversation. And believe it or not, it was that exact thing. So I let it ride by for a few days. And one thing I've learned is, when someone turns on you, it's because my mother always taught me, either they're bored with their life and they need drama. And now I'm around women who don't work, okay? Most military women don't work. That doesn't mean they're not productive, okay? But the one chick who did turn on me, very really not productive. She had things going on in her life that I was helping her with. Now I'm keeping her ish to myself, because me and my friend were trying to help her through her situations. And she was the type who's a very possessive friend. She'll talk about you behind your back. Like, literally, and I should have known better. I should have known better, because I knew what kind of person she was. I know her character, where even if she had friends, she would still talk about each of them like dogs behind their back and smile in their faces. So I should have never expected anything different. But so I went to the girl who had got lied to. I went to her and I'm like, and she didn't even want to talk to me. Like, she did not want to speak to me. I was dead to her. She believed everything this one girl had said because the girl was able to manipulate her. So I went to her and she didn't want to speak to me. And I'm like, hold on. I said, have I ever gave you any reason to think I'm a gossiper? Have I ever came to you and talked to you about anybody else? Have I ever done that? I said, the things you told me, have they ever gotten out? Like, you've never known them to get out. And so I'm questioning her. She stopped in her tracks, because when someone questions you and you know for a fact that now they're testing you about their character and you can't say anything back, what else can you do? So she stopped, because I guess in her mind she had to figure that it's true. But I gave her my piece and I was like crying, because I don't like when people lie on me. I truly do hate that. I don't like when people lie on me. But I told her, I said, you may want to question who told you these things. That was point blank when I was telling her, like, I love you, I want to do this to you. Question who told you this. But to make a long story short, her and the girl are still friends. Her and the other girl are still friends. I truly believe they probably never even had that conversation. And if they did, the girl still lied to her. Like, I'ma still hold up my end of the bargain. But what I learned from this situation with women, some women on base, especially some women who don't work, this isn't all women, guard who you hang around, especially these military wives. This is for anybody, but guard who you hang around. Know the people who's in your circle, and just guard your heart, because everybody is not for you. Oh my goodness, everybody's not for you. No matter how nice you are, like I said, they're still hanging out. But I've learned this: it's better to keep your mouth shut. If you know something, let that person find out on their own. Even if you're looking out for them, I don't care if it's brother, sister, grandma, mama, best friend, sister till you die. I don't care. Like, just keep your mouth shut, because in the end, it may just turn on you. And in this situation, it truly did. And I didn't even go and talk to the girl who lied on me, because I learned, what for? She may just sit there and lie to my face. And once I find that you turn on me and you show me your true colors, that's it for me. Now, I forgive the girl spiritually. Look, man, what it's going to do for me to hold on to that hate for you? I'll say hey to you, but I move on. You won't get no good parts in my life anymore. And that's just something I learned. And to the other girl who got lied to, I'm sorry. I apologize. I spoke my piece. You have to believe either party, but you choose to believe who you want to believe. Facts of a feather stick together. And hey, and that's what happened. But like I said, I love this base. We're moving off base, and I'm happy about that, because I like to be isolated. I truly don't like living around people. I've learned that also. Nothing to shy away from any other people, because there were great people in our buildings also, that I got to know. But a small base like the one I'm at is not good to live on, because there are nosy people who mean you no good. And even if some people are nosy, sometimes nosy people could be better, because it keeps you in the loop, it keeps you on what's going on. But at the same time, you don't want to hang around gossipers. And that's something I've learned to be very, very careful of and very, very aware of. And I don't even like entertaining those conversations. And this conversation taught me to just keep my mouth shut, keep my advice to myself, and pick certain friends. Now me and my husband have a whole new group of friends. We still have a few of our old friends, but let me tell you, I think what happened was a blessing, because the people who we're with now, much better people. You know, spark your interest, conversation, mature people, have fun with them, more of our kind, and I'm happy with that. So, quick story, just wanted to rant on that. I like the bass and don't like the people.